Dear friends, today I am going to start with the topic of verbal communication. This is my second video. In first video I discussed about the meaning, types and essentials of communication. Today we are going on the types of communication, and further it is the first type, that is verbal communication. We will discuss a lot on this. This is a part of the series of UGC paper 1 communication skills. So in this session we will be discussing about verbal communication, types of verbal communication, advantages and disadvantages of verbal communication. See, different people use different form of communication. It depends upon the kind of message and channel chosen by the sender. So language is one of the vital tools available to convey the messages. Any information can be shared easily with the help of language. The basic requirement is that this language should be known to both of the people, that is sender and receiver. If we go through this point, so it is very clear that most of our communication is done through languages. Even if we see the searches or researches that are being done over a period of time, it shows that more than 35% of the communication is done through verbal communication, and language is one of the most important tool while doing verbal communication. So the most required thing for doing verbal communication is the knowledge of language. Both people, the sender and the receiver, they must be aware about the language, or they must be common to one particular language in which they are interacting. So if we discuss about the definition of the communication, verbal communication particularly, it is the communication that make uses of word in is called verbal communication. Words are the symbols that make strong and precise combination of message. So it is the reason that words are used in formal types of communication. So if we look at this definition, or in nutshell, we can say that verbal communication is a communication where we communicate or where we share our ideas or information by by making use of words. So words are the most important thing or most important content or element of verbal communication. Whenever there is a verbal communication, there must be the words that are used to communicate or share the ideas. Again, verbal communication is divided into two parts, that is oral and written. So let us discuss or start with oral communication. Sharing any information with spoken word is called oral communication. In this communication, sharing of idea or information can be done face to face or mechanically with the help of devices like telephone, etc. Now it is very clear that the spoken words are oral communications. Whenever we speak something, whenever we interact face to face or over telephone or any device, it is oral communication. So use of words or spoken word is the part or element of oral communication. Let us discuss the advantages of oral communication. It is very important to discuss these advantages. It will be more clear to you that what actually the oral communication is and what are the benefits of it. Now, immediate feedback, because most of the oral communication, it happens face to face. So whenever, even with the advent of technology, we interact face to face more than we do on telephones. So even on telephone we get immediate or instant feedback. The audience is already there, or receiver is already there, who is actually listening you carefully, and if he understands or doesn't understands the concept, he instantly gives you feedback. So it is, in other way we can say, time saving also. In this way, because there are two things, if we keep on having instant messaging or instant feedback, it saves the time. And moreover, when we go on writing, it consumes more and more time rather than speaking. So be practical. So if we look from the practical aspect, it is a time saving tool. And other thing is, it is tool to influence, because whenever we are speaking oral, make use of our different type of tones, facial expressions. So we are actually using verbal and non-verbal communication simultaneously. So it is very important that we are able to influence people whenever we speak or whenever we do oral communication. The other important rule or other important benefit is it builds relationship, because it is face to face. It fosters informal relationship in addition to the formal relationship. Even if you are working in any organization, you are under someone or many people are under you, you are following a hierarchy, but still in a personal talks or even in official talks, we develop a personal relationship, we build a personal relationship that is beneficial both for personal and professional purposes. After looking at the advantages of oral communication, we should go for disadvantages of oral communication now it is very much difficult to retain. We cannot retain anything more than 5 hours or 6 hours. Research shows that after 24 hours of listening anything, our retention is somewhere around 30%. So this is again a very you can say big drawback. We cannot retain good after the this listening of more than whenever there is a longer period of time, we lose retention. So this is a major disadvantage. Another disadvantage is possibility of distortion. Now how this distortion happen is because every people has different perspective. The understanding, until and unless there is not a proper and both listener and speaker, they are on the same platform, sender or receiver are at the same platform, they may not be able to communicate effectively. The ideas may be distorted, the actual message may not be transferred from one guy to another guy. So this is the major thing. No legal entity. Now, oral communication has no proof of existence in legal system because it cannot be recorded. Until and unless you are not doing it intentionally, it cannot be recorded. So law doesn't approve it. The second or the last disadvantage is it cannot be recorded, because until and unless, I discussed earlier also just now, that until and unless it is not done intentionally, you cannot record it. And people take it lightly in an organization or formal setup, so it cannot be taken as a formal way of communication officially. Now written communication is another type of verbal communication. Now whenever we write some words, either printed or handwritten, they are the elements of written communication. So words are the symbols in the languages, like alphabets, leepies in different languages, alphabets in English, that make a constructive or meaningful sentence. So these meaningful words combine together and form a message. When written way, in a written way, any message is transmitted or shared, it is called written communication. Letters, books, memos, documents, newspaper, they are all examples of written communication. It is the most accepted and used by the organization. It is mostly used in a professional way and professional organizations. If we look at the advantages of written communication, so the written content cannot be distorted. You can modify it, but then even if you modify it, appears that the content has been changed. So you can easily find out the truth. It cannot be distorted. It can be done very amicably, very properly and very organized way. Then the second advantage is it is easy to communicate with far off people. Say if you are living somewhere around 100 kilometers away from the guy to whom you want to send message, then it is better to write in a very concise and concrete way that what you want or what you want to share. So it is more effective way rather than oral, because you people will be writing or you will be able to describe the actual position what you want to describe. Now precise, whenever you write a message, it is always very much concise and clear. So you write very small and even you try to be very much clear while expressing these messages. The other advantage is it can be recorded. recorded in the form of book, recorded in the form of mails. So it is very easy, though expensive, but it is very easy to record or to make a record of written documents. It is evident also, even the law of court or courts or officials, they take it as a evidence or a proof in their proceedings. Now the disadvantages of written communication is it is the most expensive in the verbal communication, because messages communicated in written form are not time effective, so it increases overall cost of communication process, because you need to write, you need to store, you need to make lot of arrangement. It is formal form of communication, personal relations are never developed. So if in case of written communication, because you are very much concise, you are some way very much professional, so being a professional cannot develop a personal relationship, or even a professional relationship cannot be built to a extent as compared to the oral one. Difficulty to amend, this has been discussed earlier also, because once you have written something and you have dispatched something, a written message cannot be amended or corrected for any mistake. Even any communication, it is very difficult to amend. The feedback is not possible, instant feedback is not possible. It takes lot of time to get feedback. Even if you are on the email, you don't know when the person is going to read it and when he is going to give you his own feedback. Can be done with educated people only. This is the most important drawback or disadvantage of written communication. That is why it is the fewer used by the very less guys or very less people, because only literate people or only educated people can do this. Rest of the people cannot use it. You cannot use written communication with an illiterate guy. So keep learning. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon with another video.